After a nice break from the classroom, students at Marshall are back. And with just a few teams still competing in the winter season, today we'll take a look at the LEGO Robotics State Championships along with boys swimming as they approach sectionals. But first, let's take a look at some topper scores from the weekend and earlier this week. Wednesday night brought the first round of playoffs for Marshall's boys basketball team. They were at Virginia. Unfortunately for the Hilltoppers, a 75-36 loss would end their season. Congratulations to the team on such a great season, and thank you to seniors Cole Ferienchek, Andrew Neepkins, and Jake Polinsky for all they've done in their careers at Marshall. Girls basketball took on Proctor at home on Tuesday night. The final was not what the Toppers were looking for as they fell to the rails 69-55. The LEGO Robotics teams here at Marshall were both competing at the LEGO League State Championships on Saturday in St. Paul. It turned out to be a very successful weekend for both teams as they came home with distinguished awards. The Plasma Legos won the Innovation Award, which is handed out to the team with excellent robot design and strategy on the table. And the Tapirs of the 8th Dimension won a project award for innovative solution. Their creative solution was to use mealworms to reduce styrofoam waste. With 61 teams competing, it is very exciting for both the Plasma Legos and the Tapirs of the 8th Dimension to be recognized with awards that are only handed out to the best teams in state. Congratulations to both teams on their extraordinary performances. And taking a dive into the swim action here at Marshall, the boys swim team, who co-ops with Proctor High School, will be at Grand Rapids High School tonight for the Section 7 Single A meet. Charlie Camper has been a leader for the Hilltoppers all season long. Charlie and fellow junior Evan Royka both placed in 2 events at last year's sections. Camper even earned himself a spot to compete at the 2015 state meet. And the water hasn't slowed Camper down this season as he has shattered his personal best times in the 200 and 500 meter freestyle. Looking to build off last year's performance, let's see what Charlie had to say about the upcoming meet. You placed very well at sections last year. What's your confidence level going into the meet tomorrow night?
Well, I think because of how I performed last year, there's a level of expectation, and I don't want to focus too much on that because it is a lot harder. The competition's a lot more difficult this year. So, I think just going in and trying to swim my hardest and do better than last year is really what I'm focusing on personally. And I think people understand, coaches and other swimmers understand that the stakes are a little bit more difficult, higher this year. Last year was a great prelim run, and this year it's all about going to state and trying to do well at state now.
So looking at the team as a whole, you got a very young team. What are some bright spots to look forward to, and what will we see out of those young guys this year?
Yeah, this year I think it's important to understand, how hard they work to get even where they're at now, and then to focus on what the future looks like for them, because sometimes you can get kind of bogged down by saying, oh, well, your time is this much slower than mine, but you're also 3 years younger than me.
Yep.
So, the 8th graders, the freshmen, it's just really incredible that if they're going those times now, what they could be doing in the future, I think, is a great thing to
So that work ethic keeps up, kind of looking up to older guys like you, leaders of the team, and you can see them doing really well in the future.
For sure.
That's great. So personally, you're in the middle of a race, you're swimming. Can you kind of tell where other competitors are in relation to your position? Or do you kind of have to block all that out and just focus on, I need to get to the wall, I need to get there, this is my best time?
Yeah, I'm fortunate because I swim distance events. So if it was more of a sprinting situation, you're not really trying to focus on too much of the other swimmers. But in a distance situation, the 200, the 500, focusing on who's around you and who's leading the field is almost essential, especially because a lot of times it does come down to who just has the endurance to take the last wall or take the last length. I definitely, especially on the upcoming meets, there are kids, one kid in particular, who's got a just barely faster time than I do. So I think that's really important for my race, is just trying to hold on with him and then take him at the end is how I'm going to try to structure my race. So.
Yep. And last question, what's your favorite part about meet days?
Honestly, I think you might hear a lot of answers from, I've heard answers from other swimmers, elite swimmers, they just have all these anticipations and they're really excited to get out there and swim. It's not really the same for me. I just kind of try to relax, and meets kind of freak me out, in all honesty.
Yeah.
I've been doing them forever, but yeah, I would just say the fact that you should be able to see where the meet could end up, like how you could succeed, that's what's most comforting to me on a meet day. It's like, I want to be there on the podium, holding up that blue ribbon or the blue medal. That's what I like most about meet days. Just
So
like
visualization,
what
kind of
could
seeing yourself
happen,
up there. Very cool. All right, well, thank you for stopping in today, and good luck tomorrow. Tonight's meet is the prelims for the section, and finals will take place on Saturday. Swimmers must place in the top 16 in order to advance to the final heats. We wish Charlie and the rest of the team best of luck tonight. Marshall's basketball teams will be competing on the court the rest of the week. Girls varsity and JV team plays 2 harbors. JV will tip off at 5:45, varsity starting at 7:15. And the Hilltoppers 8th grade basketball team will be playing at the Grand Rapids High School tournament on Saturday, with games beginning at 8 a.m. Good luck to all competitors throughout the rest of the week. We hope everybody can get out to support the athletes. Thank you for watching Hilltopper Headlines. I'm Andrew Colvard, and go Toppers.